well. If you're slow, you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. Update on my book. Making good progress. Well, slow progress, good progress. Slow progress, good progress. I'm expanding it a lot. There's a lot of things I'm seeing that just need work. A lot of ideas that I had that I'm realizing were not fleshed out. So I'm expanding on those. I'm expanding on certain characters, giving them more background. One thing that I'm proud of this time around is that because I was when I finished the draft, when I completed the story, the first time around with this previous draft, one of the things I was insecure about with my characters. I was like, I don't know if the characters have much depth, or if they're that interesting, or if they stand out individually. You know, they each serve their role across the plot, but I don't know if they stand out, and I'm hoping I can fix that in the editing process. And I'm doing exactly that. I'm giving them a lot more depth. You know, these are things you can improve on over time with each book. You just get better and better at developing characters, but I'm proud of the fact that a lot of these characters are really coming to life. Cormier, the main character, I was concerned that Lord Moreau, the villain, was going to outshine him. Because Lord, as a villain, guys, you'll see, he's a phenomenal antagonist. I did a great job of fleshing him out. He'll be a very unique character, and you know, villains typically don't get the treatment that he got in this book. I really fleshed him out and humanized him, while also like showing that he's clearly a bad guy, but I want you to understand where he's coming from. So I think people will enjoy Lord Moreau as a villain. You could pronounce his name Dawood, but then Lord Moreau rolls off the tongue a bit easier. Regardless, Cormier, I was worried that he just wouldn't be up to par, but he's also got a very interesting journey that he's on, and he has his own distinct vibe and personality. So yeah, I'm just trying my best to make each character stand on their own and be distinct. It helps giving them their own missions and their own motivations. That helps. But yeah, just getting better at that. But obviously, to do this, I have to create scenarios for them to be in that they didn't exist in the previous draft. So a lot of rewriting and a lot of just straight up writing. There is additional content that wasn't there before. So the book is getting longer. It's getting longer. We'll see what the final length ends up being, but I think it's going to be significantly longer than what it was before. Before it was around 100,000 words, just a little bit over 100,000 words. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be maybe 150, 160. It's hard to say. It's impossible to say what it's actually going to end up being. I don't know. It's going to be a long book. It's going to be a long book. But how I think about it is like, I'm just trying to make this the best story I can. I'm trying to leave nothing on the table. Is that the expression? Is it leave it all on the table or leave nothing on the table? I don't know. Whichever one it is, I'm trying to do that. I just want to like make sure that get it all out. So that even if it's the only book I ever write in my life, people can be like, that's a great book. You did a good job with that. If I write nothing else, which is not going to be the case, I'm going to write a lot more after this book. But yeah, I'm trying to make this something special, guys. So stay tuned. Helicopter. There's an area, a location in the book called Bandits Bliss. I won't give away too much about that. I want you to discover it for yourself, but you're in for a ride, guys. I think it's going to be such a wild part of the story, that particular period of time that they're in Bandits Bliss. So many crazy things go down there, and it's definitely, I think it's going to be a unique experience. I don't think you would have read anything like that. Ambitious claims, but some crazy things happen. I think it'll be a roller coaster. There'll be humor, there'll be this, there'll be that. But you're going to be like, what the fuck was that? But I think it'll be entertaining. It's wild. Whatever you're thinking in your head about what it's gonna be, just trust me, you're not ready. You're not prepared for what's about to go down in that whole Bandits Bliss story arc. But yeah, I'm developing it because it was pretty wild the first time around when I first wrote it. But now that I'm coming back to it, I'm fleshing it out considerably more. It's getting bigger, more details. I'm adding more locations within it, and it's gonna be interesting, man. There's a new character I developed for it that just adds a whole layer of mystery and darkness to it, and humor and hilarity. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot being added to this, but it'll be worth it, man. The wait will be worth it. I really don't know when this book will be done. I just like to update people so that they know that it's still happening. Because, you know, some people might think that, oh, he hasn't talked about it in a while, he's probably giving up or something. No, trust me, this book is coming out. The story is, it's not done, but I wrote the first draft, right? It's really more like the third or fourth draft, but this is the first draft that I actually completed. So I know what's happening, I know where I'm going, and I know I've written it. It's just about perfecting it now. It's just about editing and making it presentable. It's not presentable in its current form, but gradually, it's like at 35% right now, maybe like 39. I don't know where I'm at, but I'm inching along. One day I'm gonna wake up and be like, oh, I'm done. But I just take it one day at a time. I just tell myself, just write today, just because I thought, right, when I entered the editing process, I thought to myself that I'm just gonna be editing. I'm just gonna be fixing grammar. I'm just gonna be fixing some things here and there. And just polishing it up, and then it'll be out. I thought it's gonna be out by January. Early January, I thought it was going to be out. I was wrong. Now I don't know. I think it's going to... If it's out by May, that would be amazing. I'll be ahead of schedule if it's out by May. I really don't think it'll be out by May. It would be nice, but I'm not rushing. I'm going to take as much time as I need to. I don't know when it'll be out. But I feed y'all updates, just letting y'all know that something very special is on its way. I genuinely feel like this is a story unlike any other. There's so much in this. Oh, I'm proud of my female characters. I'm really proud of Lila. I have a soft spot for my female characters, and Lila in particular. she is the love interest in the book. Homir is the main character. She is the woman he's engaged to. She gets kidnapped. He has to save her. But it's not just about him saving her. It's also about her experience in captivity and a whole bunch of crazy things that happened during that time period. Her relationship with her captor going below, and the interesting dynamic there. And she just gets involved in a whole bunch of interesting things and has her own little adventure. And she's such a sweetheart, and yeah, I really like her. I'm proud of how I'm developing her. She's growing as a person, and she's really going through it, but she's being refined as a result, and she's getting smarter, she's getting stronger. So it'll be interesting, man. I really like her, but there are other female characters as well that are great. And I have a lot of beef with female characters in this modern era that I just feel they're just written very badly. Because, like, again, it's this whole BEI thing where people are just trying to check the boxes instead of writing good characters. You see this with black characters. They just want to include black characters for the sake of including them, but they're never actually interesting or cool or any of that. And it's so frustrating, man. Just don't include them. It's better if you don't include them, because I feel like you end up doing more harm than good if you keep portraying us in that way. So I feel the same way about women. It's like, just don't include them if you're going to do it like this. So for me, it's like, if I'm including women in my book, if I'm writing a woman, I have to do it properly. And I don't care about appealing to some crowd that thinks a woman should be depicted in this way or that way. I'm writing women as I know women, I have women in my life. I've been romantically involved with women. I'm writing what I believe to be true. I'm not interested in appealing to a demographic or checking boxes or looking cool or anything like that. I don't care about that. It's just about sincerity, honesty, and authenticity. That's all it's about for me. And for that reason, I think I'm writing genuinely appealing female characters that will be appealing to anyone who's going into this with an open mind and isn't trying to be critical. I think these characters will genuinely appeal to. Like Lila, I think people will like Lila. I think she's a great character. She's not this boss babe. I can handle everything myself. I don't need no man. No one needs to save me. She's none of that. She definitely needs to be saved, but she has her own strengths and her own charms. And she has quite a few chapters just you following her journey. Chapters that just follow her journey, and you get to see things from her perspective, and she gets put in so many interesting, straight up batshit insane scenarios, and you feel for her, but you will like her. I'm really proud of. It's crazy. It's like I'm talking about a real person, but you spend so much time with these characters, developing them, you get very intimate with them, right? So I really like her character. I really do. She's a sweetheart. But anyway, the book is on the way, man. It's just, I'm taking it day by day. I'm getting better at removing deadlines from my train of thought, and I'm just like, man, each day is its own day. I'm going to eventually be done. I'm gonna wake up one day and be like, ooh, I'm done. Well, whenever that day is, sometime this year. I don't think it'll extend into next year, because I'm tracking my progress, and I should be done by the end of the year. At most. Probably to be out before then, but at most by the end of the year. It'd be so nice if the end result of all of this effort is that I put the book out and it does really well. I'm praying for that. I'm praying that somehow, look, as it is, I don't see how this book would perform well just in terms of the money it generates. Because, I don't have that big of a reach or a following. 18,000 subscribers on YouTube is pretty nice, but like the percentage of people that will actually support the book, like my poetry book, I put it out and I sold like 30 units, 30, 32, around that. Yeah, so you can put the book out to your 18,000 subscribers, but what percentage of them are going to actually buy it is the question. So with this book, I'm gonna put it out, and I expect at least a handful of people to buy it. 5, 6 people. I expect that much, just a few people to get it. But I'm hoping somehow, by God's grace, that this book gets shared and it reaches the right people, and it's a snowball effect and everyone reads it, because you put so much effort into it, you're hoping people read it, I don't want to just sit on this. But that's why it's so important to take your time as well, because you never know who's going to read it. So if it was to spread like a wildfire, which is my hope, or at least, a decent amount of people get it, and I can work off of that momentum and be encouraged by that. I'm going to write a new book regardless. I don't need people to say write another book just for me to be encouraged to do that, but it'd be nice, man. It'd be such a great form of encouragement to hear people saying that they're enjoying the book. I got another book I'm planning on writing. The story is there, I can see it. Completely different story from what I'm writing now. It's a big departure. But anyway, the hope is that this book performs well. If it doesn't, it is what it is. You just have to keep working, keep trying. How old am I? 24 right now. I have my whole life ahead of me, man. I can always write another book and write another one and write another one. And before the end of my life, my hope is that at least one of them will do well. So you just keep trying. But yeah, I'm just praying every single day that when I put this out somehow, some way, God just makes it work. His will, not mine, of course. I always speculated. I was like, because writing was the first thing I really ever fell in love with. Writing stories. I was like 6 years old when I realized I have a talent for that, because of my English teacher at the time, Mrs. Thinakan. She reviewed one of, I was in English class, 6 years old. I had a creative writing assignment, and I wrote like a short paragraph or something about some haunted house story. It was like a haunted house story, but I made it very comedic. And she was just laughing when she was reading it, and she really enjoyed it. And she enrolled me into this little, it wasn't a competition. Basically a bunch of kids in different schools read their creative writing assignments in front of an audience. There was no prize or anything, you just had the honor of reading it in front of people. So I did that, and I got a good response, and I just remember feeling like this is my thing. People really like it when I do this. This is my thing, and I enjoy doing it. So writing has always been my first love, and then along the way I picked up new interests. Started making music, started this channels, a whole bunch of things happened along the way. Was at film school at some point, but I always felt like, a part of me always felt like the thing that will really take off for me is a good book that I've written. That's always I'm like, because I'm trying so hard with all this stuff. So for example, with the music, I have been trying, and I'm still trying to make that take off. 500 plus songs, and I've lost count. I don't even know how many songs I have at this point. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And the only one that's kind of gained any traction, it's like sitting on 10,000, almost 10,000 streams on Spotify. It's an old song that just sounds so terrible to me. All these other new songs that are better mixed and better quality, they don't get any attention. few people will listen to my music. Shout out to y'all. It's like a handful, maybe a dozen or so. The artist journey is hard, man. But anyway, with music, I've been trying, man, and it's hard. I mean, look, you have to put in the people try for a long time before they finally get success. So I'm not entitled to success. It's not owed to me. But you know, when you're putting this much effort in and you're not really getting much back, at least for now, for me, it's like I've always had this suspicion that my writing is gonna be the thing that does really well. You know, this channel is the first thing that I felt has quote unquote taken off. This channel was the first time I did something and I felt like, wow, this is actually gaining serious traction. YouTube is definitely making me work for any attention I get. I see some other channels that like, bro, I'll see some channels put out a video and like easily get like 10,000 views or whatever. Easy. I am working for every view, for every subscriber. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm putting out 2 videos a day, guys. That's my new schedule now. It's twice a day. I was like once a day. People were saying that's crazy. You know, it's like, no, it's not enough. Now I'm doing twice a day just to experiment and see like what content I can make that appeals to people. It's not even necessarily for views, because you know these extra videos I'm putting out they don't tend to do well unless I think the compilation videos, I've seen the compilation videos do well, but you can only put those out every once in a while. With the compilations of the videos. So it's also just experimenting to see what new video formats I can do that perform well. So now I'm identifying, okay, compilation videos tend to perform very well, so I'll put those out every once in a while. I need to find something else that does well. We'll see. But it's also really just to serve a niche. I know that even if not many people watch it, people will appreciate some of these more niche videos. For example, when I was reading the cookie recipes or the sleep aid, I was counting sheep and naming them and giving them backgrounds and stuff like that. It's niche, but I think people will appreciate them, and it can help you sustain your audience, keeps people coming back. I think there's benefits, even if it doesn't necessarily translate to more subscribers and more views and all that sort of stuff. I think the people that are watching these videos can develop a deeper appreciation for me and my channel. But yeah, YouTube is making me work, which is fine. I don't mind. However long it takes to get to that point I'm trying to get to is however long it takes. Again, I'm not entitled to any of these things. I'm not owed a damn thing. That's my perspective. I'm not owed success. So if I don't get to where I'm trying to go, I hope I get somewhere. I hope I at least get to keep this channel and just keep growing. Even if it's very, very incremental, it's very slow. It can make me some income, and then maybe one day I am forced to get a job. And then this should just be supplementary income, and I still have an audience that I can talk to, and we just follow my life journey, but it never becomes this big thing. It is what it is. It's still not something to scoff at. It's still something to be proud of. Because it's not easy getting to I'm almost at 19,000. It's not easy getting to this point. It does require consistency and diligence. But yeah, this channel was the first thing that I've done that I felt like took off. Showed serious potential to be successful. But I've always felt like when I eventually write a book, put it up as a story, a novel, that would be the thing. Like, I felt like God was waiting for me to do that first. I should be known for that, because that was the first thing I ever fell in love with, and I always felt like that was my true calling. That was the thing I would, more than anything else, really wanted to do. We'll see. I could put that out and nothing happens, which is fine. Look, you don't want to put too much pressure on this to be successful. You really don't. I'm praying for it, and I'm hoping for it, and I'm hoping to manifest that through prayer. But I'm also cool with just put it out and 6 people buy it. I'll just promote it, try and get it to 100 units sold, so that at least some people can be in my comments and say, I read the book, oh, it's actually pretty good, yada yada, this is what I like. At least some people, come on. I want people to read it. I'm not doing this for me. I am doing this for me, but I'm also doing it so people can read it. I really, really want people to read this book, because I feel like there's so much in it that's genuinely bonkers, but in a good way, good bonkers. Just mind-blowing stuff. These characters, man, I'm telling you, you're not prepared. You're not prepared for these characters, you're not prepared for some of these scenes, some of these locations. You ain't ready, man. You think you ready, you ain't ready. You ain't ready? But yeah. I'm just taking my sweet, sweet time. I was having a conversation with someone in the comments because I was complaining about One Piece and its terrible pacing. And this person was saying it has to have bad pacing because they're trying to catch up with the anime, so they have to rush. And I'm like, what are you talking about they have to rush? That's nonsense. I think this person is just making excuses for One Piece because they really like One Piece. So, when someone really likes something, they'll make those little excuses for it. Listen, I think One Piece has a lot of great qualities. I think the story at its heart is a great story. But it's just undeniable that this show has the worst, between it and Dragon Ball Z, has the worst pacing in anime history. And pacing is a big thing. Because this person is saying, oh, that's the only thing you can point at that's bad in the show. I know, well, it's not. There are other serious things we can get into. Like the fan service, the very problematic fan service, particularly when it's depicting characters who are supposed to be children. But we don't have to get into that. I just think it's a ridiculous thing to say it has to have bad pacing. No, it's not. Whatever the reason is for the bad pacing, does not excuse the bad pacing. Because with art, as an artist, your obligation is to take your time. As much time as you need. Some people don't need that much time to put out good work. Some people work faster than others, but whatever time you need to make sure you have the best possible product, take that time. Don't rush. Because your work will suffer because you're rushing. And that's exactly what we're seeing with One Piece. They just wanted to put out episodes for the sake of putting out episodes. We crossed the 1,000 episode mark. They celebrated it a while ago, 1,000 episodes. It's like, okay, but the vast majority of those are trash. The vast majority, I don't know. It's a lot of filler, it's a lot of fluff. So it's like, it's not the flex that you think it is. Because so many of the episodes are just, I would not watch them again. So what's the point? I didn't enjoy a lot of them. So what's the point? Why are they there? Why do they exist? You shouldn't be celebrating 1,000 episodes if such a large chunk of those episodes are just garbage. It's not something to be proud of. So I think it's a shame that they're rushing. I think it's a shame that they're trying so hard to catch up to the manga. It's okay if it takes you 20, 30 years to catch up to the manga. However long it takes, take your time. Because the show benefits as a result. Jujutsu Kaisen, they're on an indefinite break. No one knows when that's coming out again the next season. Was it going to be this year, next year? We'll wait. And the wait will be worth it because the show will be fleshed out. And then we wait another 2 years for the next season. And when it's all said and done, you're gonna have this body of work that's concise, that's refined, that's polished, and that people can look back at and be like, that was a great body of work. Dragon Ball Z, they had to release Dragon Ball Kai, which is a revised version of the series. They had to edit it because the original was so unwatchable. Because of all the filler and terrible pacing. Maybe for the same reason, they're trying to catch up to the manga. They're trying to artificially increase the episodes that they have, the manga episodes that they have, so that they can, make more money by having episodes on TV running constantly. Whatever the reason is, it's a trash reason. It does not justify ruining your show. And they have to put out a whole new version to address this issue of terrible pacing. Just was One Piece going to do the same? Unfortunately, the damage would have been done because I experienced it for the first time in this very negative way. It's not fun for me. Maybe some people are willing to accept this. I'm not. It ruined the Dressrosa arc for me. Absolutely ruined it. I didn't leave that arc thinking, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I left it thinking, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They keep cutting the action. By the time, spoiler alert, by the time Luffy finally defeated Doflamingo, I was frustrated. I was absolutely frustrated because I was like, I didn't enjoy this fight. We kept cutting it in order to focus on irrelevant things. I didn't enjoy that. Usopp, I was so frustrated with Usopp's character. There's some dumb stuff they were doing with him during that arc. But I didn't have a fun time. I was too frustrated to enjoy it. So, whatever your excuse is for why they're doing this, it's not a good excuse. I think if it results in the product being affected negatively, it's inexcusable. Because your primary objective as an artist should be to put out good art. It shouldn't be to catch up to the manga. It shouldn't be to have more episodes on TV. It shouldn't be any of that. It should be make good art. That's the primary objective of any artist that takes their job seriously. All this other stuff is bullshit. Does not matter in comparison. So for me, in my book, it's like I'm not going to rush this just so I can say I put out a book. I will take however long it needs to take just so I can look at this and feel proud of it. I would hate to put this out and feel like, yeah, I rushed this. Because this issue here and this issue, it won't be perfect. If I want it to be perfect, I'm going to be writing forever because I'll never make it perfect, but I want to know I really put my best foot forward. I tried and I really put a lot of effort into it, and I explored all reasonable angles. I tried. I really put effort. I didn't rush. That's why it's a day at a time. I don't put too much pressure on myself. It will be done eventually, and when it's done, it will be worth it. So yeah, man, One Piece is marred by a lot of that nonsense. It still has a lot of moments in it that are great. I understand why it's such a popular anime. I just wish they didn't do this nonsense. Dragon Ball Z had the same issues. Naruto had the same issues towards the end of the fourth Shinobi War. Was it the fourth or third Shinobi War? Whatever war it was. The Great Ninja War. That arc, oh my god. The filler there was crazy. But the thing with Naruto that was different from One Piece, at least for the most part, until you got to the Ninja War, was with Naruto you could just skip the filler, but the main episodes were very much I don't know if it was well paced, but the pacing was better than One Piece and Dragon Ball Z with Naruto. The pacing was a lot better. I think towards the end, though, that's when they started getting, they cranked up the flashbacks to 100. It was ridiculous, bro. So all these major animes, the big three, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, they all suffer from these issues. But One Piece, sometimes you watch an episode and you're like, there's maybe 3 or 4 minutes in that episode that was actually new content. The rest was flashbacks and filler. Nothing else that actually moved the story forward. Maybe 3-4 minutes of genuine new content, which is so insulting. It's such a waste of your time. Like, why am I watching this? But you know, they keep us there because I guess there is a great story. You know, through all that mess, through all that nonsense, there is something there worth rallying around, I guess. It's just I wish they didn't do this, man. It really takes away from the show. Anyway. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments, man. You know I like to pray. Dear Father God, I thank you for this individual things right now. Thank you for making the whole and making the guide and the path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful people in their life, but love them, take care of them, bring out some best out of them. And thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to be with them. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage, sustaining that love and marriage and making you very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in their life. And by giving thanks, they can find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life so they want your God, that your will, that your love, and that yours be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person and everyone they care about. In your mighty name I pray. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen, amen, amen.